Hello, everyone. Hello, this is Alexandra Levine live with the America's Pulse Network. You are all in tonight with me, Alexandra Levine. We have some breaking news all day today. The feud between Elon Musk and President Donald Trump. But let me ask my audience, do you think there is really a feud going on? A lot of people are saying now that this is a way for the left to all of a sudden be really played by Elon Musk. As you remember, the Democrats were very upset that Elon Musk, endorsed President Trump, gave money towards his campaign, and also was the head of Doge. Remember, there was rallies and events by Chuck Schumer going against Elon Musk, saying what he's doing is terrible. He's firing all these government employees. All these government employees are not working anymore because of Elon Musk. And oh my God, he's going in and calling out the waste, fraud, and abuse. But now all of a sudden, the Democrats are supporting Elon Musk. They're favoring him. They like that he's fighting with President Trump because the Democrat Party hates President Trump. And what does Elon Musk really want? What is the objective? Well, I know for a fact that Elon Musk wants Congress to codify Doge. That's why he came in there. What we're finding out now is that state legislators are now going to start codifying Doge and are hiring Doge professionals or people that work for Doge to come into their states and get out the waste, fraud, and abuse. President Trump also said that one of the big things of his bill is to cut out the waste, fraud, and abuse. And Elon Musk is saying, kill the bill, because he feels that there's not enough spending cuts. And he's afraid that if the bill is passed as it is, that the national debt will continue to go up. Well, now we're seeing on Twitter and on Facebook that Democratic organizations, DNC, is saying, kill the bill, and we love Elon Musk, and we support cutting the spending. Isn't that interesting? And even some Democrats are saying that we support codifying Doge. They didn't say that months ago. So was this a way for Elon Musk and President Trump to get what they want in the end, to codify Doge and also to cut more of the spending out of the big, beautiful bill? Now, I can tell you, President Trump and Congress have put together, I should say Congress and President Trump worked with Congress on this to cut as much spending as they can. And also to help expand the Trump tax cuts, because the Trump tax cuts were coming to an end December 2025. This bill helps to expand those Trump tax cuts. This bill also helps the middle class. It helps the small business owners. Also, President Trump kept to his campaign promises and said he's going to cut, not cut Social Security, not cut Medicaid, but he's going to have no tax on tips, no tax on overtime, and no tax on Social Security. That's what he campaigned on, and that's what's in this bill. Now, I know that some Republican senators are very concerned that the bill is still expensive and that the national debt will increase. So they're working right now to dissect the bill to try to cut as much spending and cut as much pork out of the bill as possible. I can tell you that the first original bill that was put in front of the House of Representatives, it didn't have a lot of the pork in there. And then at the last minute, some rhino Republicans decided to stuff some pork at the very tail end of that bill, and then the bill was passed. So the Senate's looking at this like, wait a minute, this is not what the original bill talked about. There's some pork that has been placed in there, and now they want to go in there and cut out the pork. Elon Musk is focusing on the pork being cut out. But some of the tweets that Elon Musk is saying are a little off the charts, and in my opinion, not cool. He said, and he accused President Trump of actually being in the Epstein files. He says, I know that President Trump's name is mentioned in the Epstein files. He also said that President Trump should be impeached. He also said that President Trump doesn't want to lower the national debt, which we know is not true. So my question to you, my audience, is what do you think about this? Do you think that Elon Musk has taken this too far? Do you think Elon Musk is off his meds? Or do you think that Elon Musk and President Trump, they got together before Elon Musk left on May 31st and said, hey, Elon, we're going to shake things up. We're going to get the Democrats to actually support you. You're going to crap on me, and we're going to get the Democrats to support you so that they'll actually codify Doge and they'll start cutting the spending. Even Elizabeth Warren talked about cutting spending. President Trump retruthed it today that he actually was in favor of some things that Elizabeth Warren was saying, the senator of Massachusetts. So it's very interesting. It's very interesting. If, for some reason, the Democrats work with Elon Musk in regards to codifying Doge and reducing the spending, it's going to be very interesting. And maybe that was the plot and the plan all along. Maybe that was what it was supposed to be from the beginning. Maybe it was a way for the Democrats to cross the aisle and all of a sudden love Elon Musk. Because every time somebody craps on Donald Trump, the opposite happens. Meaning people that love Donald Trump, they crap on him, but they're playing the Democrats. Then guess what? The Republicans win in the end. President Trump wins in the end. But I can tell you, at the end of the day, President Trump will win. President Trump is the head of the Republican Party. I support President Trump. I support what he's doing for the American people. I support the fact that he wants to make America great again and keep America great. And our co-host from the Jersey Shore, Damon Galdo, he made a good point. He said, Democrats stand for nothing. They loved Elon and EV mandates. Then they burned Teslas and called Elon a fascist. Now they love Elon. Case in point, Democrats are bottom feeding river rats. And the thing is that Elon Musk knows this. That's why he #Jexited the party. So Elon Musk knows that the Democrats are rats. So now he's trying to get Democrats on his side to get what he wants accomplished and done. And if he accomplishes reducing the spending and codifying Doge, then we, the people, will be happy. According to Elon Musk, 80% of the country are not happy with the big, beautiful bill. I disagree with him on that. And then he says we should have a new party for the 80% of people that are on the fence. A lot of people are saying Elon Musk is doing this because his stock went down while he worked for Doge. They say he's trying to accumulate or get more customers to Tesla. And he's got a lot of liberals that own Teslas. But yeah, I mean, the irony of this whole thing, Democrats were destroying Teslas. Democrats were combating President Trump and Elon Musk. Now that Elon Musk is basically turning on President Trump or having this feud, now all of a sudden the Democrats love Elon Musk. But again, my question to my audience, was this a way for Elon Musk to get the Doge cuts and to cut the spending, to cut the pork out of the big, beautiful bill? Because the Republicans in Congress, they all have multiple different opinions. They're not like the Democrats where they can all work in kumbaya together and they all support each other and they all pass the same bill together. It's all 215 people and they get it all done. There's always a group of Republicans in the Republican Party that are controversial, that are grandstanders, that are limelighters. But I know in the end, President Trump will get what he wants in the end. I know in the end, he will be victorious. And we'll just have to see how this whole plays out. But if everyone was on X today, they saw a show. They saw a show. Will this help Elon Musk in the end feuding against President Trump? We'll see. It's very sad to see someone literally turn against President Trump, who gave him the opportunity to work with him. He flew Air Force One with him. He flew Marine One with him. President Trump was very kind to his son X. President Trump did a lot for Elon. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. The second breaking news, this is really important. Our good friend, our guest on this show, TimFazenbaker, he wrote a wonderful Facebook post that said, breaking, Trump signed a full travel ban for numerous countries. The funniest one is Somalia. I guess Ilhan Omar's family can't come visit her now, LOL. And it's hilarious. And these are some of the countries that are on the travel ban: Afghanistan, Burma, Chad, the Republic of Congo, Equatorial Guinea, Eritrea, Haiti, Iran, Libya, Somalia, Sudan, and Yemen. These are countries that have a lot of illegal terrorists in them. And of course, President Trump does not want illegal terrorists coming into our country. Remember, under Joe Biden, 21 million illegal people came into our country. And a lot of them were illegal terrorists. Again, I've said this before on my show. I will repeat it. The Mossad, which is the Israeli CIA and FBI, they warned the Biden administration. They warned former Secretary of State Anthony Blinken and Merrick Garland and Alejandro Mayorkas. They warned them that illegal terrorists were coming into the country. They actually took video and showed illegal Syrian refugees crossing our border illegally. We have illegal terrorists all over this country. I have a residency in Montgomery County. They're flooded with them. I thank TimFazenbaker for calling DHS and calling ICE, calling our good friend, the border czar Thomas Homan, and getting illegals out of Dundalk, Maryland, out of his Home Depot permanently. More illegal criminals need to be out of our country. The problem is we have stupid activist liberal judges that are stopping President Trump from doing his job. They're stopping DHS and ICE from doing their job. They say, oh, these illegals have to have due process. They have to seek asylum. We have to wait, 10, 20, 30 years for them to seek judgment. So they're just going to continue living here illegally and living off the system. No, you came here illegally. You overstayed your visas. You did heinous things. You're freaking criminals. Get the hell out of our country. What the hell is this? And again, we're not telling people not to come to this country, but if you come to this country, you got to come in the right way. You got to come in the legal way. But if you come in here and you don't assimilate and you cause havoc and you commit crimes, you get the hell out. If you come in here and become an MS-13 gang member or a pro-Hamas radical, you got to get the hell out of our country. And Ilhan Omar said in 2019, and even before she got elected to Congress, she talked about loving her country, loving Somalia first. She talks about it every day. She says, I came to the halls of Congress to help my country, Somalia, so that more illegal Somalians can come into my country, come into the country. Didn't she marry her brother? Congressman Brandon Gill of Texas, a good friend of mine, he talked about revoking Ilhan Omar's visa, and he should revoke it. It should be revoked. She should go back to Somalia. If she loves Somalia so much, go back there. I've said the same thing to Congressman Rashida Tlaib. She talks about the West Bank, how she loves the West Bank. She hates America. She draped a Palestinian flag over her body when she got sworn into Congress. If you love the West Bank so much, if you love Gaza, then go over there, live there, hang out there. But no, these illegal terrorists, these illegal criminals come into our country and start havoc. They have a mission. They have a mission to try to have an uprising in our country. That's the whole theme of George Soros, all these illegals coming in here and ruining our country. And we're all supposed to kowtow to their way of life. And they're supposed to live off the system. The government's supposed to help them forever. It's illegal for illegals to have health care. It's illegal for illegals to obtain a credit card. It's disgusting, disgusting that you have a sitting woman in Congress that screams out Somalia first. She really should go back there. I pressed a question to my audience. What do you think? Should her visa be revoked and should she go back to Somalia? Should she hang out with her family in Somalia? Should Rashida Tlaib go hang out in the West Bank with her family? It's insane. It's insane. And the reason, again, that a lot of these countries were put on the travel ban is because they have illegal terrorists in them. And that's why President Trump is hoping that a lot of these countries have an uprise and take the terrorist organizations of their countries out. That's what happened in Egypt. The Egyptian government took back their country. They got rid of the Muslim Brotherhood. They reduced it. The Taliban needs to be reduced. MS-13 gang members need to be reduced. Hamas is on its way out the door. Hezbollah is on its way out the door. The Houthis in Yemen, they're being defeated by Americans. They're being defeated by Israelis as well. Islamic Jihad, Al-Aqsa Smarter Brigade, all of these terrorist organizations are going to be reduced to rubble very soon. Under the Trump administration, that's what he campaigned on. That's what he did in 2017 and 2018, and it needs to happen again, and it is happening, and it will continue. And we want to make sure that whoever comes into power next, that we do not have an uprising of terrorist organizations in this country and all over the world. So again, any congresswoman, any congressman, any senator that supports these illegal criminals, they need to go hang out with them. Chris Van Hollen, he should have just moved to El Salvador, hung out with his friend Kilmore there. Any congressman that goes over to El Salvador or goes to Guatemala or tries to bring back illegal criminals back into our country, they should just stay there. And they should not be reelected, and they should not be in office. They should be in jail. They're going against the will of the people. Coming back after the break, we're going to talk about another liberal moron. Actually, excuse me, I misspoke because we're still in segment 1. I got so excited. So going into segment 1 now, again, we're talking about passing the bill. We're talking about the big, beautiful bill, the spending cuts, and so forth. So in segment 1, the first slide is Trump's tariffs would cut budget deficits by $2.8 trillion, the CBO says. That's correct. And Elon Musk, he was saying it doesn't cut anything. Clearly, Elon Musk talked about the tariffs. Elon Musk said that Trump was right about everything. He wore a hat about it. So again, Trump's tariffs would cut budget deficits by $2.8 trillion, CBO says. Then second slide, rapid response 47. 77 million Americans voted to secure our borders. Again, we're talking about the big, beautiful bill. The one big, beautiful bill delivers on providing funding to hire an additional 10,000 ICE agents and 3,000 Border Patrol agents. There it is from Rapid Response 47. Rapid Response 47 is telling you what President Trump is saying to the American people. I love Rapid Response 47. But that's part of the bill. Part of the bill is to have an additional 10,000 ICE agents and 3,000 Border Patrol agents. Remember, the bill is about making America safe again. And then what else is a part of the bill? The third slide, the White House. Make manufacturing great again. The one big, beautiful bill incentivizes Made in America. Remember what President Trump campaigned on? Buy American, hire American. That's what the bill talks about. Getting rid of the Chinese away from our farmland. Having American workers work in the farms. Getting rid of these illegals out of the jobs and putting Americans into the jobs. We lost a lot of jobs under Joe Biden to illegals. No more. Buy American, hire American. Now cars are going to be starting to be built in America. Suits, clothing, made in the USA. Again, the American people are not going to be ripped off anymore. President Trump is tired of these countries, these foreign countries taxing us, and we can't tax them. And people said, oh, tariffs are going to hurt the economy. It's going to start a recession. BS. The tariffs actually are helping our economy. By President Trump pushing those tariffs, our stock market has risen. We're at record highs now. Remember, stock markets go up and down. They come and go. But we are nowhere near a recession. That's why the big, beautiful bill needs to be passed. So we don't have a recession. Like I said, stop the BS. But again, if Elon Musk is using the strategy to feud with Trump to get the Democrats to codify Doge cuts and to reduce the spending and to cut out some of the pork in the bill, in the end, Trump wins, Republicans win, we the people win, MAGA wins. But again, we have to see how this all shapes out. But again, really read the bill. Don't read the pork that's in it. Read the real things that are in the bill. I really hope that the Senate Republicans, they do rip out some of the pork that was put in at the last minute of the House of Representatives. But I know the senators and President Trump are working together to make sure that we have massive tax cuts and that the national debt doesn't be astronomical. President Trump wants to help we the people. President Trump wants to get us all back to work. Coming up at the second segment and at the bottom of the hour, we're going to be discussing another moron who was the former White House press secretary. She was a Democrat. Now she says she's an independent. We'll see why she did that. Coming up right after the break.
America's Pulse Network. This is APN's very own White House correspondent, Alexandra Levine.
Hello, everyone. This is Alexandra Levine with Alexandra Levine Live on the America's Pulse Network. You are all in with Alexandra Levine. We are still waiting for someone from the White House to come out and tell us what transpired between President Trump and Vladimir Putin on that call today. We are here live at the White House. We're waiting for White House Press Secretary Karoline Leavitt to come out and tell us about the updates of today, the call between President Trump and Vladimir Putin, what transpired in that call.
Subscribe and follow America's Pulse Network on the above social medias.
And hello, everyone. We're back. I'm Alexandra Levine live with the America's Pulse Network. I am the White House correspondent for this network. It is a pleasure to be in the White House briefing room with Karoline Leavitt and President Trump on the lawn. Speaking of a former White House press secretary, we had the worst one in history, Karine Jean-Pierre. She was a moron. She did not know what she was doing. She had to bring a notebook, and also she had to get the questions in advance before she saw the press. I can tell you in the White House briefing room, Karoline Leavitt, she doesn't have a huge binder with her. She calls on people. She doesn't know what we're going to ask her. She has an idea. She's discussed with President Trump, which she's going to talk about, but she's on the ball. She knows exactly how to respond to the mainstream media. And we saw with Karine Jean-Pierre, how she dealt with Peter Doocy. Play the clip.
You care about how I feel?
Are you going to stick around for a potential President Harris administration?
Oh my goodness. Let me just get through the day. Can I just get through today?
I do have some other questions.
No, I think that's good. I think we're good.
Great.
How are you doing?
I'm doing okay, thank you.
I haven't seen you in a while.
Well, you guys haven't had a press briefing since President Biden dropped out of the race. So
The president hasn't been here. He just got here yesterday. And now I'm here taking your questions.
Thank you.
And I've taken about 3 or 4 at this point from you alone.
Well,
this woman was condescending. This woman was a liar. This woman knew that her, quote, boss was incapacitated, had dementia. And I'm sure she was aware of the auto pen. Now, all of a sudden, she changed parties from Democrat to independent to promote her brand new book. Did she do this for political purposes? Did she do this to say, I wasn't involved, I didn't know? Is she going to lie again and say that her, quote, boss was capable, that he was mentally fit? She even said that in the White House briefing room when she was asked by Peter Doocy about his health. She said the president is fine. He's doing well. Even though the cognitive test came back, he barely answered any of the questions correctly. And the special counsel and even a doctor said that Joe Biden was so bad he wouldn't be able to stand trial because of his dementia. So I believe that this woman knew about his health problems. And again, President Trump is doing a full investigation into the auto pen. Attorney General Pam Bondi already put out the investigation forward. She said, we are currently investigating the auto pen, the morons involved, and we will hold people accountable that were involved, and we will literally prosecute them to the fullest extent of the law. Because what these people did was illegal. If they signed a signature on behalf of Joe Biden, that's illegal. If Joe Biden wasn't really, quote, the president, and it was Joe Biden who was the president or someone else, that's also illegal. A lot of illegal activity happened in that White House for 4 years. Again, we know that they stole the 2020 election. They didn't want to continue. They didn't want President Trump to continue having as much power as he did. They didn't want President Trump to succeed, or we the people to succeed. They wanted to turn our country into a socialist nation. And look what's going on right now with pro-Hamas rallies all over the place. We have this Free Palestine movement, which I believe I feel it should be called a domestic terrorist organization, because it is. Free Palestine has become the new Allahu Akbar. And then we also have people that were combating Doge. We also have people that are going against President Trump's executive orders in regards to illegal immigration, in regards to DEI hiring. Anyone in the federal government that has pronouns underneath their name were automatically fired. And Pam Bondi is coming after states that are going against President Trump's executive orders in regards to illegal immigration and DEI. I know for a fact that the state of Maryland is on the list, and it's only a matter of time. So Governor Wes Moore, you can continue to fight President Trump. Attorney General Anthony Brown, you can continue to sue President Trump, but you will lose in the end. If you're not going to lose your re-elections, you will lose your days in court. Because President Trump has hashtag had enough of the BS, and he's hashtag had enough of liberal judges, liberal mayors, liberal governors, liberal congressmen, liberal senators that are trying to combat him at every single turn. My question to my audience is, do you believe Karine Jean-Pierre that she's now an independent, that she didn't know anything about Joe Biden's health condition, that she just changed parties to sell a book? It's the same thing as James Comey writing in Shell's 8647 because he had a book coming out. It's interesting what people will do for publicity to get their books out there. The shock values that they push to we the people. My question to you is, does the American people fall for it? Are we going to fall for it? I think we hashtag had enough. As I said last night in my monologue, a lot of Democrats and independents, they hashtag Jexited. They hashtag Jexited from voting Democrat and independent, and they decided to vote for President Trump in the general because they knew our country was going down the toilet. They were sick of being poor. They were sick of being unsafe. The economy was the biggest thing that helped President Trump win. And also the crime. Also the illegal immigration. 87% of the country supports President Trump's values and supports his positions on illegal immigration. And we got to get these illegal criminals out of our country. A lot of the people in this country, they support President Trump getting rid of DEI, getting rid of CRT and gender identity curriculum in schools. That's why he got rid of the Department of Education. That's why he wants education back to the schools. But he will push for teachers to be heavily vetted, to teach history as it was and not put their political spin or political bias into the classroom. It's very, very important that we call out the lies and the corruption. Karine Jean-Pierre is a very corrupt woman. One of the most corrupt White House press secretaries I've ever seen. And one of the biggest liars in an administration. I hope nobody buys her book. I hope people don't support her. And I hope that people will call out her BS. Coming up after the break, we have an amazing guest. It's one of our hosts from the conservative corner, Popeye the Sailor Man, Seth Eisenberg. We're going to be talking about dating in DC. That's going to be so interesting. I can't wait to hear his perspective on it. And he will be with us right after the break.
Hi, I'm Alexandra Levine. I'm a professional opera singer, actress, TV, and radio personality.
Since 2015, I've been a volunteer, a field director, and a campaign manager, learning the ins and outs of the political world. That's why I became a political consultant. My job is to lead you to victory with organization, structure, and the mindset of winning for your district or state. With my guidance and direction, I can keep you focused on the things that matter to the people and advise you on key issues that need to be addressed. If you're a serious candidate that is serious about winning, then book a consultation with me today. Go to levineconsulting.co. You'll be happy you did. Hey guys, it's me, Alexandra Levine, live with the America's Pulse Network. We have a very interesting segment tonight. It's something a little out of the norm. I don't want to talk politics the whole hour, but my friend Natalie Winters, she put up a very interesting article, and I'm going to bring up our good friend Seth Eisenberg from the Conservative Corner. We're going to talk about what my good friend Natalie Winters put up, and it was a huge article written up in the New York Post. Hey Seth, can you hear me?
Yeah, hey, how are you?
Hey, it's good to see you. We have Popeye the Sailor Man.
Nice.
So, Seth, we're talking about something very different than we usually talk about. So there was a huge article written in the New York Post, and I'll have Damon Shrub put up that slide, and I'll read a little bit of it. So Washington's MAGA quote it girl, Natalie Winters, who actually works for the War Room under Steve Bannon, is dishing the dirt on dating in D.C. She claims, quote, most men who run in the Capitol's political power circles are gay. She said, quote, either out or closeted, depending on whether they're Democrats or Republicans. Winters said a lot of the guys lie about their income and current status. And she said that she actually helps some of her girlfriends, when they go on dates, she tells them, if he says he has this, if he says he has a bunch of money or a bunch of houses, let's look it up. And then she finds out that the guys live in Section 8 housing or they live at home with their parents. But my question to you is, what do you think of her saying that a lot of the guys in DC are gay, or especially in the political circle? What say you about that?
I'm a dude, so I don't know how many gay guys are out there. So I would have to take her at her word because I honestly have no frame of reference. It makes sense. I mean, it doesn't shock me at all. I mean, real men are a dying breed. You're toxic or you're overbearing. So it kind of makes sense that there are more metrosexual men and gay men than there are and I'll say it like me. I got a beard. I don't get pedicures or manicures. I don't do any of that stuff. I work around the house. I do guy stuff, and that's fine with me. And I don't have to spend thousands of dollars to have fun. So I believe her. I honestly and truly believe her. I think she's being honest.
Well, I can say I go to a lot of these events. Some of them are single events, sometimes they're political events. And, I wonder why the guys aren't hitting on me or my friends.
Yeah,
and I'm like, what's going on here? I'm like, is it my hair? Is it my makeup? Is it my clothes? What's going on? But I see them cozying up to the other guys that they're with. And then I was invited to the Hanukkah party at the governor's mansion in Florida, my governor, Ron DeSantis. It's a Hanukkah party with a bunch of single people. And I'm like, why aren't the guys talking to me? Why aren't they hitting on my girlfriends and I? No, they were busy kissing each other's ass and then kissing the ass of my governors. So I'm like, what the hell is going on? And I thought, okay, maybe they're just, not interested because they're focused on their jobs. But I'm like, this is an opportunity. You're at a Hanukkah event. It's a bunch of singles. It's young Jewish men and women. That's kind of where you meet your soulmate, I would think. But they're not getting together. They're not interacting with the women. I thought that was so weird. What say you about that?
I agree. I'm not that much older than you. And I remember pre-COVID when you could go to a club or a bar or anywhere like that, and there'd be people and you could hang out and you could meet people, talk to them, and hopefully develop a relationship for more than a night. After COVID, like you just said, that's what we got now. You got people. It's like being back in elementary school. You go to a party, you got girls on one side, boys on the other side. They don't talk to each other. They avoid each other. It's sad. I can't imagine what it's like to try to meet somebody nowadays. I don't even try anymore. I honestly don't. If it happens, great. If it doesn't, great. But I can't imagine if you're out there younger, your 20s, trying to meet somebody nowadays, it's got to be not only hard, but disparaging. I mean, like you just said, if you're like in a target rich environment and nobody's talking to anybody, they're all just kind of like off on their own little thing. It's why even bother going out? I mean, I feel sorry for like people who are like legitimately like, hey, I'd like to meet somebody. I want to, build a relationship. Good luck. It's not going to happen anytime soon. It's just things are weird. It's hard to like name one issue. It's just weird.
I agree with you on that. And COVID really hurt the dating scene
It
because
did.
more people, we couldn't go out. We had to rely on online dating. They actually said that the porn industry was going up because of COVID. And I'm like, okay, well, if you're at home watching porn, why would you want to go out? You got your entertainment right there, So it's asinine to me. And then, the men and the women, we finished our hibernation. We finally were out of lockdown after 2 or 3 years, depending on where you were living. If you lived in New York, couldn't go out for 4 years. In Maryland, as you know, we were locked down forever. I mean,
Okay.
I'm in Montgomery County. We were like the second to last county to fully reopen.
Yep.
So I finally go out, and then like the men, they don't know how to date. They don't know how to talk. They just kind of like ask you, like, you want to come back to my apartment? And then like, they're reliving the pornography that they were watching, in hibernation, it's like, no, we're not porn. Like porn is a fantasy. Like this is reality now, but like, they don't know what to say. Like
Well,
they're
they want to
stupid.
swap clothes with you. Maybe they want to show you the dress they bought and see if you want to borrow it.
That's true too. That's true too. Oh, you wear makeup? Oh, you're wearing that type of dress? Yeah, can I try it on? I mean, my question to you is, did hibernation and COVID, did that turn a lot of these guys gay that were originally straight, or did it make men maybe bi-curious or women bi-curious? Because again, they were locked down, didn't talk to anybody, didn't see anybody, and then they were watching porn. Might not have always been heterosexual porn. Maybe they're watching homosexual porn, and they're starting to have ideas and get bi-curious. What say you about that?
All right, let me start this whole thing off by saying I have never in my life watched gay porn. Never.
That's for the record. I haven't either.
I have no interest in it, and I have no curiosity in it. So I just want to put that out there to everybody who's listening. I have never watched gay porn. Do I think that COVID had a lot to do with it? Yes, I don't think. Well, number one, if you're bisexual, I call that confused because you just don't know who the hell you are. And I think people who are bisexual have always been, and maybe COVID kind of gave them that little nudge to kind of like, well, since I'm locked in the house anyway, like you said, let me watch, Harry and Leonard get it on a porn. Let me see if I like that. I think the gay guys have always been gay. I don't think COVID affected that at all. Maybe it made them more loud and proud about it because, hey, we're all locked up in the house. I'm gay and no one's gonna stop me. I don't know.
Wait, can you do that again?
Oh, stop it! Don't tease. So yeah, I think COVID ruined everything. Let's be honest. Nothing has been the same since COVID, and I think interpersonal relationships like that have been more affected than anything else because of COVID. If you go like on a dating site you were talking about earlier, I've checked them out. All the women, like they go, what is your ideal first date? Vegas, the beach, or a weekend getaway. Honey, I just met you. If I buy you a cup of coffee on our first date, count yourself lucky. I'm not taking you to Vegas for a first date on a weekend. Are you crazy?
Right.
But they expect that. That's like now expected. Like, hey, if you want to get to know me, you need to drop $10,000 on our first date. Let's fly to Paris. And I'm not saying guys aren't the same way. It's just, it's COVID. COVID ruined everybody's expectations. Now they expect the moon as soon as you meet them. It's crazy.
That's very true. And it's shocking because Natalie Winters, I know her. She's a very attractive woman. She's 24 years old. I mean, she literally can get any man that she wants. But for her to say that she's having trouble dating, and, she's an alpha female, she's very strong about her views about President Trump. She heavily supports President Trump. And of course, she stands by her boss, Steve Bannon, and she'll defend him till the end. Maybe that's kind of intimidating for men. Maybe a lot of men are intimidated by a woman like her. What do you think?
Not this guy. No. Give her my number and tell her I'm not gay.
No, I can say Seth is probably the most heterosexual man that I've ever met. But I love you because you tell it like it is, and you're very alpha male. And I think that's what's missing is a lot of these guys, especially in the political arena, they're not alpha males. A lot of them are beta males, and that's the problem. And what it's doing is it's making women like myself and Natalie Winters become alpha, and that's the problem. It's like the woman is becoming the man in the relationship, and that's the problem. Like I find that I have to ask the guy for like their number. Like it shouldn't be that way. Or I have to ask the guy on a date, or I have to plan the date for the guy. Like it shouldn't be that way. Or nowadays girls have to like propose, like, or some girls, this is crazy, they have to propose to their boyfriends.
Yeah.
Like that's crazy. I've never seen that before. I've never heard of that before. That's the newest thing. Like I've even seen pregnant women get down on one knee and propose to their boyfriends. It's crazy. It's crazy.
See,
What say you?
I blame you. I blame you women for some of that. Because before COVID, it's like we want a man who's in touch with his feminine side, who can talk about his feelings, and that I can talk to you about things, and we can cry together. Now we get past COVID, and if a guy does it, oh, you're such a little bitch. I don't want a man like that. I want a man's man. Well, you're confusing me now. This is what you said you wanted before. Now I'm in touch with my feelings. Now you don't want to talk to me because I'm not a man. But if I become a man, then I'm toxic. I don't know what you want me to be. So there's a lot of two-way here. It's not just the women doing things. It's not just the man. I think they both combine to make things much more confusing than they need to be. If you like a real man, date a real man. If you don't want a real man, date a simp. That's fine. I don't care. But don't give mixed signals that you want this and this. And when they give you that, I don't want that. It's confusing for me, and I'm 53. And I'm not trying to brag or beat my chest. I've been in some relationships in my life. I've met some women. I've ruined some good relationships because I'm an idiot. But in general, the women that I get along with most are like women like you. They don't BS you. They tell you, hey, this is what I'm looking for. Does this interest you? They're honest. They know when to be a lady and then when to be like one of the guys. And that's what most men are looking for. We don't need like a tomboy. We don't need a frilly girl. Something in the middle that we can, bring around our boys and go, hey, look, this is my girl, and she can hang out with the guys. Or when it needs to be, she can be very feminine. And that just seems hard to do. Same thing with the guy. You need a guy who can be that woolly, that redneck, lumberjack, do what I say, grab your hair. And then you need the guy that can be very calm and quiet. You can bring out in the public and knows how to act. It's all because of COVID. COVID ruined everything.
I agree with you. And it ruined people, especially in the age bracket between 28 and 35. And that's really sad because that's the age where you're really looking to plan for a family. Yep. But I see a lot of people now, they're dating girls for, 3, 4, 5 years. And then they decide, I think we should get married. Like they focus so much on their career and they miss what's in front of them. Or I meet a lot of women that have found the guy that they're with and they do get married to them, let's say at 25 years old, but they wait till they're 30 or 32 to have kids. Because they're like, well, we want to sell, we want to have our husband as much as possible. And there's some women that don't want to have kids at all. And it's tough because that lowers our population, number one. Yeah. But number two, women don't understand that the older they get, sometimes it's hard for them to get pregnant. Oh, yeah. A lot of women I know have miscarriages their first couple times. And if you're 32 years old, just starting to have a kid, or 35, just starting to have a kid, it gets harder. And some women go into early menopause at 39. Yep. So it's really hard. And I agree with you. When you're in a relationship, you should be as honest as possible. If you are the type of woman that wants to get married and have kids, I would be upfront with my man about that. Yep. I wouldn't, I wouldn't just date the guy and then like get mad at him in 2 years if he hasn't, proposed. No, you didn't have that discussion with him. You didn't talk to him. I believe that a man and a woman should plan their life together. They should paint the picture of your life with that person. And if they can't, then you say goodbye. If the guy goes down and meets the woman's family and the father says to the guy, when are you planning to marry my daughter? And he goes, I don't know. And they've been together for a year or two. That's not a really good sign. And I have girlfriends that have been in that position. It's really painful. Yeah. But Seth, is there men in that that they dated a girl for 3 years and all of a sudden it clicks? I want to marry her. I want to spend the rest of my life with her. Maybe it takes a few years for a man to finally commit.
Keep in mind, men are big dumb animals. We are. We're not hard to figure out. There's no mystery to us. Feed us, make us laugh, be there when we need us, and then treat us good. That's all we need. That's literally all we need. We don't need anything else beyond that. And it takes guys. Most guys are slow to burn. Like you just said, it might take a year or two, and all of a sudden they'll wake up one day and go, "Damn, yeah, I need to marry this woman. This is too good. I need to marry it. I can't wait. I got to do it." But when they make their mind up, things roll quick. They don't half step. They don't wait. It's like, hey, let's do this. Let's get married. Let's do it like in 2 months. Let's, just elope or run away and do something. Men, once they make a decision like that, it happens very quick. But it takes a while to get there for some guys. And it's not because they don't care for the woman. It's because they care about her and themselves. And there's that inner turmoil, like, am I really what she needs? Am I going to be what she wants? I don't want to, hurt her, or is she going to hurt me? I mean, there's just a lot of things that go, like I said, we're big, dumb animals. A lot of things run through our heads. And then finally we narrow it down to like, hey, just shut up and marry her. You've been together 3 years or 2 years. If something bad were going to happen, it would have happened by now. Just do it and be done with it. Ask her and then move on. So yeah, I think a lot of guys, it takes time to get there. And once they get there, like I said, it happens quickly, very quick.
But I'll be honest, because I'm coming at it the perspective of the woman, sometimes the woman at that point is like turned off. It's like she was already set to marry the guy, like the first moment she met him, and now it's taking him 3 years. Sometimes the woman is checked out at that point. Sometimes the woman is like, in her mind, she's like, I've kind of moved on. Like, it's nice, but they feel, I don't know, a little burned.
That goes back to what you just said, communication. You got to be able to, like, hey, I love you. I really enjoy being around you. Bear with me. I want to be there with you. I want to get married. Just let me get my head around this. It's got nothing to do with you. It's not a negative thing. It's just a guy saying, I will get there. We will get there. I swear to you. And then the woman's got to either go, you know what? I understand that. That's fine. Or, you know what? I can't do that. I need something now. I need something more concrete than you saying. And as long as you communicate that will avoid a lot of hurt feelings. I mean, because if you do it early enough in the relationship and she's like, well, I want to get married soon. And the guy goes, well, I can't. Hey, look, we just came to an impasse. We can't work this out. Let's part amicably. We can be friends. I mean, we spent some time together. So obviously we like each other, or we wouldn't even got to this point. So there's no sense in being angry and nasty about it. I just can't give you what you want right now, and you can't wait for me to get there, which is cool. There's nothing wrong with that, but we can be friends. And who knows, 6 months down the road, they could be back together again. Like, you know what? I thought about it. I can wait. I mean, we're still talking. We're still friends. So obviously there is something here. It would be stupid to walk away from it. And like I said, the guy is still working through it. She's like, oh, sure. Let's get back together, because I'm still in that frame of mind that I want to. Mm-hmm. But communication is the key to any relationship,
Now, what do you think about this scenario? Because this is happening to one of my girlfriends, and it's kind of sad. The guy bought her an engagement ring, but he's had it for a year and he still hasn't given it to her. What do you think about that?
That's weird. I've never heard of that.
I haven't heard of that either. I'm like, when a guy buys a woman a ring, that is an intention that he is planning an engagement, ceremony or celebration or whatever. It doesn't even have to be extravagant. And I think what turned him off is she said to him, please do not propose to me in your car or in my car, in your condo or in his condo. So he's not really a planner. So I think that threw him off. I think he was just like hoping to just propose to her in his car and then be done with it,
Guys are big dumb animals. I mean, we do stupid stuff because we think it's cool. Like, hey, if I propose to her at the baseball game, that's really cool. Yeah. To him, and to him, that means a lot to him. Like, hey, I'm going to do this here because this is a cool place. So he really means that to be like special. Her, not so much. It's a baseball game or it's a car. This is not what I'm thinking. But it goes back to just communication. I mean, and if you know somebody, like if you're in that point in a relationship where they're going to propose to you, that person. It's not new. It's not fresh. You've grown to know each other. You really shouldn't be surprised. And you should know that it's coming from the heart. Like, I know this is kind of cheesy, but I know he really means this. To him, this is very special. I can suck this up because I know where it's coming from. And this is what I want. I want to be married to him. I can deal with the baseball game. I can deal with the car. I can deal with whatever we're doing because I know he really, really means this from the bottom of his heart. And we'll make it up like at the reception. We'll have a bigger reception because I'll do this and he'll do that for me. But that's weird. If he hasn't proposed in a year and he has the ring, I would time to move on. I mean, there's something going on. At least that's what I think. Maybe
that's what I thought. Yeah,
I don't know.
That's what weird. I thought when my friend told me. I was like, it sounds like he's hesitating. It sounds like something's up.
I mean, that could be a good thing. That maybe he's thinking it through to make sure when he does it, he is 100% committed. Like there's no doubt in his mind. I want to marry you. I've thought about it. Be my wife. I have no reservations at this point. But it shouldn't take a year. I mean, I could see maybe 3 months. Like, hey, I got cold feet. Let me make sure. A year? That's
weird.
yeah,
Usually
that's very
I could
weird.
see like maybe a week, or maybe even 5 days, but like a year, like
That's a long time to hold a ring, and
I agree. I
those are big dumb
completely agree with
animals.
you on that. But going back to what Natalie said, how a lot of these guys, they lie, and especially on Capitol Hill, they say that they own extravagant houses, or they're trust fund babies, or they own this home over here, and they own a home in this state, and then you find out that they don't own their own home. They either rent an apartment, or they rent a house, or they live in Section 8 housing, or they still live with their parents, and let's say they're 30 years old. What do you think about that? That's crazy.
Everybody lies. There's only been one person on this planet that didn't lie, and we know what we did to him.
Mm.
There are white lies that don't hurt anybody, like, hey, you look great in that dress. Or no, that beard looks really good on you. You look like a real man. And then there's lies you don't tell, like, hey, I own a condo or a mansion out in Potomac, Maryland. But we just can't go right now. It's under renovation. Those lies are going to be found out. There's no way you could keep that a secret forever. They're going to find out where you really live, or how much you really make, or what kind of car you drive. There's no sense in lying about that, because if you start a relationship based on a lie, it's not going to go anywhere. It's going to end before it even takes off, because once that lie is found out, whatever party was lied to is gone.
Mm-hmm.
Now, we just met. You're lying to me already. We've been like together for 2 months, and I find out you're lying about your job and your money and your house. I'm not taking a chance you're going to lie to me when we're married or we're further down the road. I'm gone. I'm out of here.
Well, what the heartache is that I know a lot of people that, they're together for, let's say, a year or two, and then they find out the lies within a year or two. And
That's
the
right.
problem is that the girl or the guy is so heavily invested. They're already fallen in love. It's like such a shock to them. Like they can't understand it. They can't believe it. And then it kind of like hurts the guy or the girl for the future when they find somebody else, because then they start having trust issues with men and women and other men and women that they date.
No, I completely understand that. I guess the best thing after a year, if someone lies to you, I know it sucks, but you got to go. Because if they've gone a year and not come clean, like, hey, I really don't work at XYZ and I really don't make that much money. If they haven't told you in a year, number one, they don't respect you because they're lying to you. They're continuing to carry that lie on. And they don't value you as a person or value your opinion. So you need to go. Yes, it's going to suck. It's going to be a kick in the crotch. I get it. It's not going to be fun. But there's 3 billion people, 30 billion people on this planet. You've met one.
Right. True.
One that lied to you. There are billions of other people out there that you've not met yet. And one of them is going to be what you want. Mm-hmm. So sometimes you just got to take the shot and go, hey, rub it off, put some dirt on it and walk away. And then live to fight another day. It sucks, yeah, but you know what?
A lot of people lie. But I feel, and I think I'm coming from the other guy's perspective, and it's obviously not good to lie, but I think they lie because they're afraid if they do tell the woman or the guy the truth, then they won't date them. And they'll say, well, that person, is judging me and because of the way that I live. Or a lot of guys, they use it kind of as a test to see if the girl is, quote, a gold digger. Like if they say, I live like this, or if I don't live like this, and the girl is looking for this and not looking for that, well, she's just after me for my money and et cetera.
I understand that point of view. I really do. But I guess
when I hear that from 28-year-olds, even 40-year-olds, yeah. And I say, you got to get over it. Like, this is crazy. Like that term gold digger to me is just like, I think it's an excuse term. I really do. I think it's an excuse for men and women not to be with somebody, in my opinion, from what I've seen, especially if the girl, for instance, comes from a well-to-do family. Why is she a gold digger? She came from a well-to-do family.
Right. She's got her own. Exactly. I think of it this way. I am by no stretch of the imagination a rich person. I freely admit it. I'm comfortable. Well, not right now. I'm catching up, but I'm comfortable in general.
And we're going to talk about that in a minute too.
And the circles I run in, people are kind of in that same situation. They're comfortable. So there's no need to lie because people I hang out with are their friends and so on and family know that, hey, my friend Mike knows this guy named Seth. Mike's not a millionaire, so I know Seth's not a millionaire. So there's really no expectation of that. And if you feel like you have to lie to a woman or you have to lie to a man about something to get them to like you, move on because it's not going to work. It is not going to work. That lie will come out and you're both going to be hurt. So if you feel like, oh, I should tell them I do this, even though you don't, move on. Don't waste your time and don't waste their time. Just there'll be somebody out there that doesn't care how much you make, doesn't care what kind of car you drive. They just want to be with you. Rich or
Exactly.
poor, working at McDonald's or being a lawyer, they just want to be with you. And it doesn't, anything beyond that doesn't matter to them. And they're out there. You just got to be patient.
I agree with you 100%. Before we close out this segment, I just want to get your take on the bromance and now the brouhaha between Elon Musk and President Trump and what transpired on True Social and X today. I just want your take and your perspective on what you think is going on. Do you think that Elon Musk and Trump are playing, the left? Are they playing with the people? Is Elon Musk really pissed at Trump? Like, what is the underlying meaning of this whole brouhaha that happened today?
I think it's some playing and maybe a little butthurt. I don't know, but I don't think it's going to last very long. I don't think this is going to carry on into the future. They're going to become bitter enemies. I think in a month it's going to blow over and they're going to act like nothing happened because that's what guys do. We understand emotions change, come and go like the tide. We don't put much stock into it. That's why two guys could get into a fight and the next day be hanging out and drinking beers. Because you know what? I was angry yesterday. I'm cool today. I'm not worried about it. And I think that's what's happening with those two. Maybe someone said something off the cuff, out of camera shot or off the mic that offended one of them. And now they're kind of going back and forth and it'll blow over. And then one day they're going to be hanging out like nothing happened. We're going to be like, well, didn't you say this about him? And didn't he say this about you? And they're going to be like, yeah, but that was yesterday. We're fine now. Things have moved on. So, yeah, I think it's 50-50, a little animosity and then a little playfulness. But I don't think it's going to last. And I don't think it's as serious as people are trying to make it out to be. I really don't.
I agree with you on that. But I also feel that, in my opinion, Elon Musk should really go after Congress as opposed to President Trump. That's why I'm like, he's not going after Congress. Congress is the one that writes the bills. Congress is the one that's passing the laws. Why is he combating President Trump? President Trump didn't write this. He might have had his hand in it a little bit, but he's not writing it. He's not passing the laws. All he is assigning the law that is being passed or that will be passed. So that's why I'm like, it could be a play fake here with Elon Musk trying to get the left on his side to push the agenda that he wants and that we the people want.
Oh, I think, like I said, I think it's a little bit more playful than it is serious. And if it is serious, it would make sense. If you're angry at somebody, you want everybody on your side.
Right.
You don't want to be the one everyone's against. You're like, oh, he's a real jerk, and here's why he's a jerk. Because you want everybody to rally behind you. So it kind of makes sense he's doing what he's doing and saying what he's doing because he doesn't want to be alone.
Just like in dating, like if you have a fight with your spouse or a fight with your boyfriend, you want friends surrounding you. You want friends to support you. You want your mother to say or your father to say exactly what you're thinking and feeling. It's the same thing.
But like I tell everybody gets mad at me, don't recruit people to hate me with you.
Right.
Do it on your own. If you're mad at me, you be mad at me. Don't get people to rally behind you. You come tell me. And for all we know, they could have talked off camera. We don't know. That's why I'm saying it's probably 50-50 playful and then another 50% little butthurt over something. But yeah, if he's doing what he's doing to rally people behind him because he doesn't want to be alone. And again, that's nothing out of the norm for any of us. Like you just said, everybody wants people behind them when they're angry at somebody. We all want to hate the same person.
Exactly. Well, Seth, I want you to promote your show, promote yourself. Also tell my audience about your GoFundMe as well.
So I'm Seth Eisenberg. Like Alexandra told you, I do the conservative corner. I got the cool graphic. It's every Sunday at 7. It's 7 to 8:30. And then I'm on the Pulse with everybody on Wednesdays at 8, which is fun. We just did that last night. It's fun. Be forewarned for everybody. I do cuss. I just don't like doing it on her show. I try to temper it back a little bit, but I try to watch my language. And as far as the GoFundMe, February 4th, I was in the hospital for about a month and a half, 2 months. I had really bad infection in my foot. Almost lost my lower leg. I'm kind of back now, but I am so behind on everything. My friend of mine, Fred Profiter, started a GoFundMe page, and it helps. I mean, I'm not looking for pity. I'm just stating facts. I haven't worked for about 3 months. I'm back now, but it's very part-time, very light duty. So I make enough not to drown pretty much right now, but I'm not catching up and I'm falling farther and farther behind. If you can help, great. If you can't, great. It's just everybody falls down once in a while and everybody needs a hand up from time to time. It's just that simple. And hopefully I'll get better down the road. I don't know if you saw my show two Sundays ago where I showed the pictures of the surgery. It was juicy. They were pretty juicy pictures. And I'm sure you can find it somewhere. It wasn't fun. I'll tell you that much. I wouldn't wish it on anybody, not even a Democrat or a liberal. I wouldn't wish what I went through on any of them. It was not fun at all. It was, and I'll have a really nice scar on my foot, so I can't even do an OnlyFans foot show because
I don't know. Somebody may give you money for that. You could be a scar foot fetish. You never know.
Scary. That's scary. Some guy in the basement with like a single light bulb sitting in his underwear.
You'll get the gay men. The gay men they'll give you some money.
Oh, that's just creepy. I just see creepy dudes that would be watching that. But that's me. And I'm glad I'm on the show with Alexandra. She's a great chick. She's fun and she's intelligent, and it's just fun talking with her and talking with everybody who's watching it. It's a good time.
Well, I want to say you're very popular. People love you. They love you on the Pulse. And, Seth was on Facebook with the Conservative Corner. That's how I first really started listening to him. And I'm like, oh my God, this guy is like right. And he's real. And I'm sitting like on the bike and I don't have any AirPods, and the people around me in my gym were like, oh my God, rock on. Like, this guy's awesome. Like, he's great. So Seth is very popular, and his show last Sunday was his first launch on our network. It was a great show. He got at least 10,000 views plus, and he's a great asset to the Pulse. Also, Seth is a father. So please, guys, donate to Seth. Give him a nice Father's Day treat. This will be great. He's already raised over $6,400. He raised in a very short period of time. The goal is $25,000. The ultimate goal for this network is $100K. That would be awesome. That will really help him because he does have a son that he supports. So guys, for Father's Day, give to Seth Eisenberg. Instead of giving to murderers and criminals and illegal aliens, give to Seth Eisenberg. He's also a veteran. He served our nation. We got to give back to the people that served us, and we have to just help the ones that helped us. So please, guys, please give to Seth Eisenberg. We also have our good friend Allison Reedy. We'll put up her GoFundMe, her son Dylan. All he wants to do is go to college. He got accepted to his college in Utah, but it is out-of-state tuition. It is a very expensive college to go to. And her son, Allison Reedy's son, was wrongfully accused of being a domestic terrorist. He was found not guilty under the court of law, but his mother and father are still fighting for justice because they think what happened to her son was just so heinous. But please, guys, they have a givesendgo.com/constitutional. Please give to Dylan. Please give to the Reedy family. We've had her on our show multiple times. She's a wonderful supporter. And also join her Facebook page, My Son on the Altar. It talks all about her son, all about what she does. She's a godly woman. She loves Jesus Christ. She goes to church. She really is just a wonderful woman. She actually went to her first Trump rally, which was in Michigan, which just happened recently. And she's like, I love Trump. I always did, but this was her very first rally. So please give to her, guys. And please, again, follow us. Follow us here on this platform at America's Pulse Network on Rumble, at America's Pulse Network on YouTube, at America's Pulse Network on X. And we're also at America's Pulse Network on True Social. Don't forget to follow Seth Eisenberg on Facebook. Seth, I think you're also on X as well. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yeah. I think it's
Seth.
Say it again. I'm sorry. I talked over you. Say it again.
Conservative Seth on X.
Conservative Seth on X. And don't forget to watch the Jersey Shore with Damon Galdo. Follow him at Damon Galdo on X. And also Damon Galdo on Facebook. His show is Monday nights from 8 to 9 and also 9 to 10. He does repeats of his radio show. I think he also does Friday night as well from 8 to 9 p.m. I think he also does a repeat of his show from 5 to 7 p.m. But he's a great asset as well. And don't forget to follow me, Alexandra Levine on Facebook, at Alexandra Levi20 on X, at ARLevine85 on Rumble, at ARLevine85 on True Social, at ARLevine85 on Instagram, and at Levine Consulting on YouTube. Thanks again, everybody. Please like and subscribe our show. And the reason you listen and the reason you watch is you are no idiot.
America's Pulse Network. The mainstream media is bought and paid for. The truth is twisted to fit their agenda. But America is waking up because podcasts are the future for trusted media. Welcome to the America's Pulse Network. It is a network built by patriots that upholds the Constitution. The America's Pulse Network stands for God, truth, and the America First movement. There is no corporate propaganda, no government spin, just real news, real talk, and real voices fighting for faith, freedom, and the future of this great nation with common sense. Here are some of America's Pulse Network podcasts. Alexandra Levine Live, hosted by Alexandra Levine. Jersey Shore Podcast, hosted by Damon Galdo. The Conservative Corner, hosted by Seth Eisenberg. APN's The Pulse, hosted by Alexandra, Damon, and Seth. So tune into America's Pulse Network on the following social media platforms: X/Twitter, Rumble, Truth Social, Facebook, and YouTube. Join the revolution. Because the pulse of America beats for God and country. America's Pulse Network is for faith, family, freedom, and truth.